Hello everybody, Matt Niess here from the Shenandoah Conservatory in Winchester, Virginia. It's time once again for All Virginia auditions, and I have here the All Virginia Etude for trombone. I'm going to play it first, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go. So whenever you have a new piece of music, there are things you obviously want to check out before you play it, like the time signature, accidentals, things like that, anything that might be problematic. I always like to mark things to make it extremely obvious when I'm playing, because I want to be able to concentrate on playing the right notes and not miss a dynamic or things like that. So I like to use a highlighter. In this case, I use pink. Sometimes I use a whole bunch of different colors. And I like to mark my breaths and everything so I can be more consistent when I play it. There's some options here for alternate positions. Right off the bat, we have the G, B to the D. And I chose here to play all my Ds in fourth for that opening section. I think that makes more sense for me. There are also a lot of accents. We have regular accents. We have staccatos, and then we have the long mark with the staccato mark underneath it, which can be confusing. Is it long or is it short? Well, it's actually in between. It's just separated. So, don't play it legato, don't play it staccato. So somewhere in between. There are a few places in this etude which will allow for artistic license. We have a few retards, molto, and then tempos. Actually, two happens twice, around a measure 11 and measure 17. So you can slow down, take your time. You can use a little bit of vibrato if you want, make it more soloistic. Let's talk about the strategy of this audition. If you look at the requirements, you'll notice that 20% of your score is major scales, 20% is your chromatic, 30% is your etude, and another 30% is sight reading. So numerically speaking, sight reading is just as important as your etude. So you have to pay attention to everything and put a lot of time into preparing for this, especially sight reading. How do you do that? Well, obviously, you need to find music that you haven't seen before. So you could probably get that from your band director, or you might have some books laying around that you haven't played yet, or maybe some friends. But the point is, you need to find music that you haven't seen, and you need to sit down and read it with a metronome so you keep going. You don't stop every time you mess up. Also, you can play duets with friends. That's another great way to help with sight reading, because when you have a peer there playing with you, it helps you to keep going, just like a metronome does. So the more music you read between now and then, the better off you're going to be. So pay attention to the requirements for the scales and do your best on all of the events of the audition. Don't just concentrate on one. If you do great on everything, you're going to do fine. If you do great on one thing and not on the others, then you may not fare as well. So have fun, practice. I hope this video helps you, and feel free to contact me if you have any questions or if you want to possibly talk about this audition and this etude. Best of luck to you.